Welcome back, boys. How you guys doing? I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Now today we're discussing the electric topic of cryptids. If you ask literally any 8-year-old in the world what they want to be when they grow up, a lot of them are going to be like, I want to be the president. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be alive. But if you ask 8-year-old me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I was a little freak, dude. I would say, I want to be a cryptozoologist. I wish I was making that shit up. Okay, I thought genuinely invaded my mind for a couple of years. I want to study Bigfoot. But anyway, to make little 8-year-old me happy, I thought I would talk about some of the most well-documented and discussed cryptids ever, which would be none other than Bigfoot, the Skinwalker, and of course, Mothman. Also, the thing about cryptids is you have to understand that there's multiple parts. Do you like saving money? I know you do. Head on over to dubby.gg for the best energy drink that money can buy. All natural, 0 calories, jitterless, clean energy. Use promo code SPOOKY for 30% off your entire cart until the ending of November 2025. Other than that, 10% off your entire cart. It's a steal that you really can't miss. Without further ado, let's get back to the video. And thank you, Dubby Energy, for partnering with this channel. Without any further ado, let's talk about one that is very near and dear to me, a personal favorite of mine, which would be none other than Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot. Bigfoot is often described as a large, muscular, and bipedal human or ape-like creature covered in black, dark brown, or reddish hair. Anecdotal descriptions estimate a height of roughly 6 to 9 feet, with some descriptions having creatures standing as tall as 10 to 15 feet. If I'm walking through the let's discuss this. If I was walking through the forest and I saw a 10 to 15 foot humanoid creature wandering, I would shoot myself, and there's no way that I'm surviving on an earth with 10 to 15 foot dudes just fucking chilling. No, I'm shooting myself. Other descriptions include broad shoulders, no visible neck, and long arms, which many skeptics attribute to misidentification of a bear standing upright. Some alleged nighttime sightings have stated that the creature's eyes have glowed yellow or red. What you're going to notice a lot with the cryptids is that there are a lot of people who believe in this, and there's an even longer list of people who just think it's bullshit. There are a lot of skeptics, a lot of critics. We're going to read both sides. We're going to be very biased in this video. But if you want to know my personal take, on the Tool River Indian Reservation, petroglyphs created by a tribe of Yakuts at a site called Painted Rock are alleged by Kathy Moskowitz Strain to depict a group of Bigfoots called the Family. The largest glyph is called Hairy Man, also known as Mayak Datat, and are estimated to be over 1,000 years old. So if you look at, let's say, 90% of cultures throughout the history of the earth, a lot of them are going to have the same depictions of a large humanoid creature that is also like hairy in a way, similar to how Bigfoot is described, and that they live on the outskirts of civilization, and they're very skittish. They're very cautious of human beings, and they want to stay away. So the idea of Bigfoot is not really native to the North Americans, but it is very prominent out here, if that makes sense. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of speculation that the modern depiction of Bigfoot actually derives from Eastern Europe, where there are stories of wild, hairy men that kind of reside in the forests around there. So people will speculate that they brought that idea of Bigfoot, or a hairy humanoid creature, with them from Europe, and it mixed in with the Native American depiction of Bigfoot, and they kind of merged together into the modern depiction that we know and love today. On July 16, 1924, an article in the Oregonian made national news when a story was published describing a conflict between a group of gold prospectors and a group of ape men in a gorge near Mount St. Helens. The prospectors reported encountering gorilla men near the remote cabin. One of the men, Fred Beck, indicated that he shot one of the creatures with a rifle. You guys want to know what's a good idea? Is if you see a group of just the biggest fucking things you've ever seen in your life, they look like apes, but they don't. They look like humans at the same time, and they're huge. Like, they look like they could just kill you with one punch. You know what's a great idea? Shoot one of them. This is like a great idea, Fred. That's a sick idea, dude. Shoot one of them right now in the torso. Shoot him in the chest. That night, they reported coming under attack by the creatures, who were said to have thrown large rocks at the cabin, damaging the roof and knocking Beck unconscious. The men fled the area the following morning. The U.S. Forest Service investigated the site of the alleged incident. The investigators found no compelling evidence of the event and concluded it was most likely a fabrication. Something you're going to notice the deeper we get into this video and the more you dive into the rabbit hole that is cryptids is that you're going to find there are so many people out there that want these things to be so true so desperately that they are willing to go out into the earth, into the world, and just make shit up. For example, in 1984, there was a man who was a very avid Bigfoot believer. But when he passed away and his family was going through his things, in his garage, they found wooden molds of Bigfoot's feet. And he would just go out into the forest and just make Bigfoot trails and take pictures of them and be like, look, he was right here. No, you were right there, you liar, you freaking oldest liar in the world. Without a doubt, Bigfoot is the most well-documented cryptid in history, to the point where there are literally maps online right now where you can go and see where every single sighting of Bigfoot has been. Some of them include audio files. Now, what makes me skeptical of this website is that anybody can go in there and put that they saw Bigfoot and put any location they want. You want to know how I know this? I'm from Hawaii. We don't have Bigfoot. That is a foreign concept to us. But go to Hawaii right now, okay? Go to the Big Island. Now, if you look at the very top of the Big Island, there's a little peninsula up there, okay? That's where I'm from. It's a town called North Kohala. If you see, there is a Bigfoot sighting. You want to know who put that there? Me. I literally said I saw Bigfoot here, and he threw a banana peel at me. So I wasn't able to chase him because I slipped on said banana peel and knocked myself out. And it's just sitting there forever that there's a Bigfoot sighting in North Kohala, Hawaii. We don't even know what Bigfoot is. What's also interesting about people who want Bigfoot to be real so badly and mixing that with him being the most documented cryptid in the world is that in 1977, a group of men submitted what they thought was Bigfoot hair to the FBI. I'm not even joking. I'm looking at it right here, right now. As a matter of fact, I'll put it on the screen. This is an official United States government memorandum from 1977 from people who submitted hair to the FBI for analysis so that they could prove once and for all that Bigfoot was real. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to read a page of the memorandum that the FBI sent back to the group who sent them the supposed Bigfoot hair follicle. The group is named the Bigfoot Information Center and Exhibition. Purpose: to report the results of the examination of hairs from the captioned organization. The captioned organization is Bigfoot Information Center and Exhibition. Details: by memorandum, Cochrane to McDermott. I don't care. Dated December 13th, 1976, we agreed to examine a hair sample on behalf of the captioned organization. A letter to this effect, dated December 15th, 1976, was sent to Mr. Peter Byron, director of the captioned organization. Recently, the hair sample, photograph attached, was delivered to the laboratory by Mr. Howard S. Curtis, Executive Vice President, Academy of Applied Science, Boston, Massachusetts. This academy sponsors the captioned organization. The hairs were determined to be from a member of the deer family. That's unfortunate, but c'est la vie, I think is the saying, whatever the fuck that means. So the reason Bigfoot is so like personal to me is that I live in Washington. I live in Tacoma, Washington, and there are so many tours, fucking ghost adventure hunting things. There are so many overnight stays at places where people go and hunt Bigfoot, and they pay like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for these experiences to go and hunt Bigfoot. I guarantee you, for the people that pay like top dollar for these things, there is just some dude named like Peter who has a Bigfoot costume on, and he's just fucking booking it through the forest like a fucking T-1000, dude. Just
He's right. The Bigfoot right there. I swear to God, I saw him. Catherine, you don't understand. I just fucking saw him. Holy shit.
So yeah, if you're ever in the Pacific Northwest, be prepared. You're gonna see Bigfoot, allegedly, but it could happen. With that fresh in your brain, let's move on to the next cryptid that I wanted to talk about. And this one, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, is one of the most known but least documented cases. And this is none other than the Skinwalker. In many Native American legends, a Skinwalker is a person with a supernatural ability to turn into any creature they desire. To be able to transform, legend sometimes requires that the Skinwalker wears a pelt of the animal. In most cases, this pelt is not used in modern times because it would be an obvious sign of them being a Skinwalker. It's a common theme found throughout all cultures all over the world and is referred to as shapeshifting by anthropologists. Many Native Americans dislike the fact that Skinwalkers appear in modern media because of the superstition that mentioning them might cause them to hunt the person down mentioning them. This is the same reason why they don't like talking about them with non-natives. That last sentence right there is actually extremely important because there is not much information on Skinwalkers at all because of the fact that it is such a close-knit, I don't want to say secret, because it's part of their culture. They just don't talk about it because it's not something to be talked about. Mentioning the name Skinwalker is bad luck. Like I said, according to their culture, according to their traditions and their folklore, saying the word Skinwalker would cause them to hunt you down and kill you. Now, the reason I say Skinwalker and I have no fear is because I have something called a Glock 43X with jacketed hollow points. That's why. Come here. Remember what I said in the beginning about me mispronouncing a lot of things? Yeah, it's gonna start right here, right now, because a lot of this is really deeply embedded in the Navajo culture, which is a Native American tribe. So a lot of these words are in the Navajo language. I don't speak Navajo, so I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything like that, but I literally just cannot pronounce these. So just keep that in the back of your little noggin that I'm gonna mispronounce all of these. But I'm trying. The Antihini practitioners of witchery are people who have received supernatural power by breaking a cultural taboo. Upon initiation, the person is said to gain power to become a Yi Naldushi. Naldushi. That is, there's an L, a D, and then another L, dude. That's crazy work right there, which translates to "with it he goes on all fours" in the Navajo language. This is done with a dance or song ceremony that is used to curse instead of heal. Although both men and women can become Antihini, I feel like I'm nailing that right now. Men are more commonly initiated. It is generally thought that only childless women can become witches. Not every witch is a Skinwalker, but every Skinwalker is a witch. So I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember, but like back in 2000, I want to say like 12 and 13, Skinwalker videos, like videos of people capturing Skinwalkers, were like rampaging all over YouTube. And it was some of like the scariest shit to like little 14-year-old me just watching a dude in a field at night, just standing there and going, "Hey, help! Hey!" It's, oh dude, oh my, holy shit, I'm getting shaken. Dude, where's my gun? Where's my Glock right now? In some stories, people who have attained the highest rank are called Kliziati. Kliziati. Boom. Which means pure evil. This can be achieved by killing a close blood relative, incest, necrophilia, or other culturally taboo and evil acts. Upon completing one or more of these acts, this is said to destroy their humanity and allow them to become fully initiated in the way of witchery. So as opposed to what a lot of us believed Skinwalkers were because of mainstream media, Skinwalkers aren't these random entities in the forest that have the head of a deer but also the body of a deer. Like, it's nothing like that. It's literally a man who has lost his humanity, or actually given up his humanity by committing some evil, heinous, taboo act in an attempt to achieve this form. So it's actually a human that can shapeshift into random animals. That is what a traditional Skinwalker is. Some say Skinwalkers can have the power to read humans' thoughts. They also possess the ability to mimic any human or animal noise they choose. A Skinwalker may use the voice of a relative or the cry of an infant to lure victims out of the safety of their homes, since a Skinwalker cannot enter an inhabited home without invitation, similar to vampires. So what I'm about to say, I don't want people to like misconstrue as me being like a fucking asshole and just shitting on people's cultures and traditions and stuff like that. But what this sounds like to me is like someone, an ancient culture, because this comes from like ancient Native American Navajo culture, right? Ancient cultures trying to explain things that they can't explain at that time. For example, don't go into the woods because a skinwalker will get you because I hear a baby crying. But also, bobcats can make the sound of babies crying. Here's put up an future me, put up an audio fucking thing. So ancient reports of people going into the woods to rescue a baby and not coming back wasn't so much a skinwalker killing them. It was more so an animal luring prey into the woods to kill them, to eat them. That's what I gathered from this. Wow, I'm stuttering like a motherfucker right now. Although a skinwalker is most frequently seen as a coyote, fox, wolf, eagle, owl, or crow, the Yi Naladushi, I'm nailing this, is said to have the power to assume the form of any animal they choose, a decision based on what specific abilities are needed. For example, if they need to run away, they turn into a bird to fly away. If they need to be strong, they turn into, I don't know, an ox or a bison. If they need to be, stealthy, they turn into, like I said, a fox and stuff like that. Like, different situations call for different types of transformations, for lack of a better term. Because they cause harm and mischief, skinwalkers are often blamed for troubles. Fear of them led to the Navajo witch purge of 1878, in which 40 suspected witches were killed. Unfortunately, this is all of the information that I could find on the internet. I mean, there's a bunch of different sources, but they all relatively say the same things, which is the things that I just said right here. And that's because, like I said in the beginning, they are very protective of their traditions and their culture, and more power to them. They should continue to do that because that's how cultures are kept alive. But the more that people learn about them, the more questions that they get, and they don't like discussing these to non-native people. So obviously they're not going to have much information. This was very apparent when J.K. Rowling wrote Twilight and Jacob Black's sexy ass was a fucking werewolf. That's literally a skinwalker. Also, another really popular depiction of skinwalkers that you guys may or may not know was a skinwalker is none other than Night Wolf from Mortal Kombat. I'm not making that up either. Now, I could take this time to talk about Skinwalker Ranch, but all the majority of the information that I found about Skinwalker Ranch primarily revolves around UFO sightings. Not so much about skinwalkers, which is odd. But anyway, with a lack of information here, we're just going to move on to possibly the most region locked, most popular version of this. And when I say popular, I mean this thing has been in video games and comic books have been written about him and movies have been made about him. And that is none other than the Mothman. Mothman is the name given to a humanoid creature that was reportedly seen around Point Pleasant, West Virginia from November 15th, 1966 to December 15th, 1967. Despite its name, the original sightings of the creature described avian features. I don't even know what that word means. Avian? Like aviation? Like a bird? If I got that right, dude, you guys owe me fucking something, dude. Avian, relating to birds. I'm fucking killing it tonight. I am out of my mind with these things. The first newspaper report was published in the Point Pleasant Register dated November 16th, 1966, titled Couple Sees Man-Sized Bird Creature Something. The national press soon picked up the reports and helped spread the story across the United States. On November 15th, 1966, two young couples from Point Pleasant told police that they had seen a large black creature whose eyes glowed red, standing at the side of the road near the site of the former World War II munitions plant, nicknamed the TNT area. Linda Scarberry described it as a slender, muscular man, about 7 feet tall with white wings. Bro, they just saw Birdman from the fucking Miami Heat. However, she was unable to discern its face due to the hypnotic effect of its eyes. Distressed, the witnesses sped away, reporting that the creature flew after their car, making a screeching sound. It pursued them as far away as Point Pleasant city limits, reaching speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. This is 1966. I'm going to throw in my own little skepticism here. I'm going to throw a little monkey wrench in the gears here. For them to say that he was going 100 miles per hour would imply that they themselves were going 100 miles per hour. Okay? What car from 1960 fucking 6 can reach 100 miles per hour that a young couple from West fucking Virginia, what car can go that fast? You let me know. You put in the comments down below so I can just disprove you. This creature would be seen throughout the next 13 months in Point Pleasant, and it was estimated that there were over 100 sightings during this time. Although these were unconfirmed reports, and the actual number of confirmed sightings might be a quite bit lower. Mothman witnesses were also harassed by the men in black who wanted them to not speak about the creature. The strange sightings all seemed to accumulate in the collapse of the Silver Bridge on December 15th, 1967. Following the collapse and the deaths of 46 people, the incident gave rise to the legend and connected Mothman sightings to the bridge collapse. So this is where Mothman kind of splits off from the main path of cryptids that other people follow. The last reported and confirmed sighting of Mothman was prior to the collapse of the Silver Bridge in 1967. Anything after that is not considered canon to the Mothman lore. Okay, there's no more chapters in this manga of Mothman. There's no more DLC. Okay, what happened in 1967 was the last time anyone's seen Mothman. People have associated Mothman with being an omen for bad things to come, because the last time anyone saw Mothman officially is right before the bridge collapsed, and no one has seen him since. So everyone associates Mothman with being an omen for bad things to come. And if you mix that with, remember what I said at the beginning, people so desperately want something to be true, they're willing to just make shit up. Yeah, they're willing to go to like fucked up and like inhuman lengths to do this. Like I said, we're about to get really fucked up here. I'm gonna throw this picture onto the screen right now. Okay, you seen this? Do you know where this is? This is in New York. I'll give you another hint. This is in New York 2001. People were photoshopping Mothman into photos of New York to say that Mothman exists, he is an omen, and he was in New York to warn us about 9/11. There have also been sightings of Mothman in Moscow, Russia, right before that big Russian apartment bombing. There have been sightings of Mothman in Chernobyl before the nuclear reactor meltdown. You see where I'm going with this? Like, people are going to unhumanly disgusting lengths to prove that Mothman exists by literally just photoshopping him into just pictures with just disgusting backstories. It's actually gross. The people of Point Pleasant do not accept any other outside influences to Mothman and their canonization of him into their histories, their town's history, simply because there is only one Mothman. There can't be multiple Mothmen, there is only one Mothman. Thus, if he's in Point Pleasant, he can't be in New York, he can't be in Russia, he can't be in Ukraine, he can't be in all of these places that people are photoshopping him into, because there is only one Mothman. Also, the people of Point Pleasant have embraced him at this point, to the point where there is an actual Mothman Museum that you can visit, and it's $5 a person for a full day tour of the Mothman Museum. And if I lived anywhere remotely close to there, like within, I want to say like a 6-hour drive, I would go, because that looks sick. There's also a festival that is held around September every single year, where hundreds, if not thousands, of people go to just celebrate Mothman. That's so sick. That is so sick. I love that. I will be there one year. Just, I don't know when. I'm a broke little boy, but when I get the money, that's the first place I'm going. Like, hey babe, do you want to go to Italy? Do you want to go back to Japan? No, I want to go to the Mothman Museum in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, baby. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie to you. One of the main reasons I wanted to talk about Mothman today is, of course, he's one of the most famous cryptids in the world, but also I just started playing Fallout 76 again, and he's like a huge part of Fallout 76. There's a whole cult. Like, it's sick. To the point where, like, in the museum, they sell Fallout 4 officially licensed merch of Mothman and Fallout, like a collaboration. Well, it's not even a collaboration because it's a part of the game. It's so sick. Oh my god, I want a shirt so fucking bad. What's your favorite cryptid? Put it in the comment section down below so that I can fall even deeper into this rabbit hole and satisfy little 8-year-old me's heart of being a cryptozoologist. I was, if you think I'm dumb now, bro, you should have met me back then. You would have punted me. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. If you dislike it, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. And also consider subscribing, because we do one of these every single week where we talk about something horror or paranormal or anything like that. And I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff, so subscribing really helps me out. And also come back every single week for a new video. I am trying to keep with that schedule, but I work. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I just got off of work a couple hours ago and I decided to jump in front of a camera to make this video. Why? Also, if you want to hang out with me live, I'm live on Twitch every single day except for Monday and Tuesdays, because I have a wife and I would like to see her. If I'm not with my wife, I'm doing this. So if you guys got nothing else for me, I got nothing else for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.